video, I'm gonna share 7 of the worst TSA line mistakes that you wanna make sure to avoid the next time you go through airport security. Follow this advice to ensure that the next time you go through airport security, your experience is a breeze. Mistake number 1 is not knowing the TSA's rules. A huge mistake when going through airport security is not knowing the TSA's rules and generally what to expect. If you're a newbie, here's what you can expect when going through security in a USA airport. If you're not a newbie, just hang in because it will only take a second. The process looks something like this. You're gonna get to airport security and you're gonna show a TSA agent your ID and a boarding pass. Your items are gonna go through an x-ray machine and then you yourself are gonna go through some sort of body scan or detector. There are special rules when it comes to what items are allowed or not allowed, what items can stay on you versus go through the x-ray machine, and then there are some specific rules for specific items. So here are some major consistencies. I will caveat that these do not hold true 100% of the time, but if you know these and follow these rules, then you will be prepared no matter the situation. Clothing and wearables. Generally, you are gonna have to remove your shoes and your jacket to go through the security line, as well as anything that's gonna set off the metal detector, so think about your belt and your jewelry that you're wearing. Usually, you are going to have to remove your electronic items from your backpack. So this would include your laptop, an iPad, a Kindle. These items need to come out of your bag and be visible, and most of the time, they're gonna need to be in their own bin. Liquids. You are allowed to bring liquids, but the TSA has very specific rules and regulations around what liquids you're allowed to bring. Now, I've broken down the TSA's rules on liquids a couple of different times on our channel, so you can click on either of those videos in the description below or here. Speaking of electronics and liquids, mistake number 2 are putting items that have to come out of your bag in inaccessible places. You wanna make sure any of the items that we've discussed that have to come out of your bag for security check are in places that are easy to access and quick to remove. For example, you do not want to put your laptop at the bottom of your carry-on bag. You do not want to put your liquids in a place that you are going to have to go searching for them. Generally, we like to put our liquids and our electronics in our backpacks so that we can quickly reach, grab them, pull them out, put them in the bin, and move on. And the same applies for your important documents. So your ID, passport, your boarding passes, all of those items should be easy and quick to reach for so that you can keep the line moving very quickly. Mistake number 3 is not giving yourself enough time. So you want to make sure to get to the airport early enough that you have time to check in and drop off your luggage if you need to, as well as plenty of time to get through security. And by giving yourself time, this is the best way to help alleviate stress of going through TSA at the airport. And pro tip, I know this sounds pretty obvious, but pick a TSA security line that's short. I don't know how many times we've seen people just pick the first TSA security line that they see, and it's the longest line of all of them when there are definitely other options. Also, if you're a frequent traveler, I highly recommend looking at getting TSA PreCheck. This is an expedited security experience for approved low-risk travelers. So typically this looks like you not having to remove your shoes or your electronic items from your bag. So just generally an easier experience for you. I don't know how many times TSA PreCheck has saved our butts at the security line because one of us, Nick, has not been able to get out of the house on time. So get to the airport early. And if you can't get to the airport early, consider getting TSA PreCheck. Another big mistake when going through airport security is not wearing socks. There is a high chance that you're going to have to remove your shoes when you go through the airport security line, and I don't think that you want to walk on the airport floor barefoot. You'll thank me later. The next big mistake is what Nick and I refer to as being that person. And I think you know what we mean. This is the person who is a completely disheveled mess when going through airport security. Their items are everywhere and they're not organized. No one likes to be behind the person who is holding up the airport security line. With that being said, we know that people have bad days, but what you can do is be organized and prepared. Don't be searching for your liquids and electronics, just know where your items are. Additionally, that means not being the person who's trying to repack their bag on the other end of security. Gather your items and move with a purpose and be conscientious that there are people behind you. Don't be that person. Mistake number 6 is forgetting to empty your water bottle. This happens to a lot of travelers. It's very easy to forget that you have your water bottle full on you, especially if you're running behind or late. I don't know how many times I've witnessed Nick have to chug his bottle of water because he forgot that he had it on him. Don't worry, you should be able to refill your bottle on the other side of security. There should be water fountains. This is also a great tip because it helps you from having to buy expensive bottles of water in the airport shops. If you need a recommendation, we have a water bottle that we love, and we'll put a link to that product in the description below. Another huge mistake is being rude or uncompliant to TSA agents. Many people don't realize this, but the TSA security policies and procedures vary slightly from airport to airport. The TSA has built unpredictability into the security process for a reason, and a former TSA leader has confirmed this by stating that unpredictability has been built in by design so that our adversaries don't know what to predict when they get to security checkpoints. Don't be rude to your TSA agents. They're just trying to do their job. I know that it can seem like a lot, this whole process and procedure, and it can be frustrating to be pulled aside for additional screening, feel like your privacy is being invaded, all of this being a little too much. But at the end of the day, the TSA agents are doing their job. It is not helpful to be rude or uncompliant, and it can just make your travel day a lot more stressful and worse. So just be a good human and have some patience when it comes to TSA security. Any of these mistakes ever happen to you? Let me know in the comments below, and please subscribe for more travel tips like this. Thanks for watching and happy travels.